McCarthy hails peace in meeting with Taiwan's Tsai. Sleep problems linked to fivefold rise in stroke risk. Japan to fund overseas defense projects. U.S. gains military access to Philippine bases close to Taiwan. Half of the world's 10 busiest airports for 2022 are in the U.S. The Barcode is turning 50. Outgoing Finnish leader Marin steps down as party leader. Filipino man creates lifelike pet plushies for grieving owners.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Carrick. Thank you for joining us on Funday News today. It is Friday, April the 7th, and let's begin with our top stories. On Wednesday, U.S. House Speaker Kevin McCarthy said his meeting with Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen provided greater peace and stability for the world. The Speaker said the bipartisan delegation underscored congressional unity in supporting Taiwan's ability to defend its democratic government against threats from the Chinese Communist Party in Beijing to overtake the island. McCarthy said America's support for the people of Taiwan will remain resolute, unwavering, and bipartisan.
His belief in democracy.
McCarthy said Wednesday that while he has no plans to travel to Taiwan, he would not be intimidated from making the trip. He said, "That doesn't mean I will not go. I am the Speaker of the House. There is no place that China is going to tell me where I can go or who I can speak to, whether you be foe or whether you be friend." Speaking alongside McCarthy after their meeting, Tsai said, "To preserve peace, we must be strong, and we are stronger when we are together."
According to a new study, things like snoring, snorting, tossing and turning, napping for a long time during the day, waking up during the night, and sleeping too little or even too much all contribute to poor quality sleep and may raise risk for stroke. In fact, researchers found the more sleep problems you have, the greater the risk of stroke. The author of the study, Christine McCarthy from the University of Galway in Ireland, said that having more than 5 of these symptoms may lead to 5 times the risk of stroke compared to those who do not have any sleep problems.
Insomnia basically are people who want to be able to sleep.
Dr. Phyllis Z., director of the Center for Circadian and Sleep Medicine at Northwestern's Medical School, who was not involved in the study, said one reason may be the impact of short, fragmented sleep and sleep disorders such as sleep apnea on the body's ability to regulate metabolism, blood pressure and inflammation, which are all risk factors for stroke. Results showed people who slept less than 5 hours a night on average were 3 times more likely to have a stroke than those who got 7 hours of sleep.
On Wednesday, Japan announced its plan to offer friendly nations financial assistance to help them bolster their defenses, marking Tokyo's first unambiguous departure from rules that forbid it from using international aid for military purposes. Japan's Chief Cabinet Secretary Hirokazu Matsuno said Japan's overseas security assistance will be operated separately from the Overseas Development Assistance Program that for decades have funded roads, dams, and other civilian infrastructure projects.
However, Matsuno added the aid will not be used to buy lethal weapons that recipient countries could use in conflicts with other nations in accordance with the 3 principles that govern arms exports. The Yomiuri newspaper reported on Monday the first recipients of that security aid will likely be the Philippines, which wants radars to monitor Chinese activity in the contested South China Sea, along with Malaysia, Bangladesh and Fiji. Japan looks to counter China's growing military might in Asia.
On Monday, the Philippines identified the locations of 4 new military bases the U.S. will gain access to. The 4 bases include 3 on the main island of Luzon, close to Taiwan, and 1 in Palawan province in the South China Sea. The new locations would allow the U.S. to rotate troops to a total of 9 bases throughout the Philippines, including on the strategically important Balabac Island, close to Chinese installations in the South China Sea. Naval Base Camilo Osias in northern Luzon is located 500 kilometers from Kaohsiung in southern Taiwan.
On Monday, the Allies identified the 4 new sites as Balabac Island in Palawan, Naval Base Camilo Osias in Santa Ana, Cagayan Province, Lolo Airport in Cagayan, and Camp Melchor de la Cruz in Gamu, Isabela. Earlier this year, the U.S. Marine Corps also opened a new base on Guam, a strategically important U.S. island east of the Philippines. The location, known as Camp Blosh, is the first new Marine base in 70 years and could eventually host 5,000 Marines.
time on my own, I never thought I could get there.
I take your blessings with your heartaches too. It's so easy and so wonderful to know it's you.
学习，一切从今天开始。Funday 英语。
According to preliminary global air traffic figures, 5 of the world's busiest airports for passengers in 2022 were in the United States. Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport was still the world's busiest airport for passenger volume in 2022, holding the top spot it claimed in 2021 after being knocked off stride by the COVID-19 pandemic. Dallas-Fort Worth, Denver, and Chicago O'Hare took the second, third, and fourth slots respectively. Los Angeles on the West Coast was number 6 amongst the busiest airports in 2022.
Airports Council International released the rankings on Wednesday. Other than the 5 in the U.S., the rest of the top 10 world's busiest airports are Dubai International ranking 5th, London Heathrow 8th, and Paris Charles de Gaulle 10th. These airports returned to the top 10 in 2022 after 2 pandemic years of being knocked off their pre-pandemic top 10 perches. New to the overall top 10 for passengers in 2022 were Istanbul Airport at number 7 and Indira Gandhi International Airport in Delhi at number 9.
A news that is not going to make us feel any younger. The barcode, that rectangular of thick and thin parallel lines seen on seemingly every grocery product, package, prescription bottle, and piece of luggage, is turning 50 years old. Since its invention, the Universal Product Code, as it is sometimes called, has become the most prevalent tracking tool for products around the world. The birthday of the barcode is celebrated April 3, 1973, the day the IBM version, created by senior engineer George Laurer, was approved as the new industry standard.
In Laurer's New York Times obituary of 2019, he is credited as the designer and developer of the barcode, although it notes Laurer received no royalties. In fact, like many great inventions, the barcode's origin is disputed. In the early summer of 1974, the first barcoded product slid across the checkout of Marsh's supermarket outside Troy, Ohio, marking the start of a technological revolution. That first item scanned was a 10-pack bag of Wrigley's Juicy Fruit Chewing Gum, then $1.39.
Finland's outgoing Prime Minister Sanna Marin said on Wednesday that she would resign as the leader of a Social Democratic Party at the next party congress in autumn, saying she hopes it will enable her to open a new page in her own life. The Social Democratic Party came in third in Sunday's election in Finland, dashing Marin's hope of staying on as the nation's prime minister. Marin's cabinet officially resigned the following Thursday. Talks to form a new government are to begin next week under the leadership of the National Coalition Party.
Marin, who has been prime minister since 2019, is a highly popular figure internationally and at home. She has won praise for steering Finland through the COVID-19 pandemic, championing the country's NATO bid, and for being a staunch supporter of Ukraine in its war with Russia. Marin said she hopes to be able to live a slightly more peaceful life in the future. However, she ruled out the possibility of taking a ministerial post herself. The party congress of the Social Democrats takes place in September.
Filipino toy maker David Tan is flooded with orders from grieving pet owners who want to immortalize their dogs, cats, hamsters, and rabbits with stuffed toys or plushies. Each plushie cost about 3,500 pesos, or around $65, which 38-year-old dog lover Jaja Lazate said is a price worth paying for the memory of a Shih Tzu. For her, she said, although his ashes are here and his memories are here, it's so much better to see something that really resembles him.
Tan, owner of Pampanga Teddy Bear Factory, said the process is different from taxidermy, which preserves the body of the animal. Tan and a team of 20 employees use photos sent by customers to create lifelike replicas of their deceased pets using synthetic fur that is airbrushed to recreate colors and markings of the animals. He said, it removes that ick factor. This is actually 100% genuinely a stuffed toy. Realistic pet plushies are displayed at the factory in Angeles City, Pampanga Province.
Let's take a look now at the vocabulary words from the news on sleep problems. Number 1. Toss and turn. Just try to get off to sleep for a while. Don't toss and turn restlessly. Number 2. Snore. Verb. I could hear Paul snoring in the next room. Number 3. Inflammation. This is an irritation and inflammation of the edge of the eyelid. Number 4. Fragment. The clouds fragmented and out came the sun. I overheard a fragment of their conversation. And that's all for today. Be sure to tune in on the show from Monday to Friday and click the link below to join Funday for free.